You see, there's been a big misconception in the world of hypnosis. Hypnosis is a natural state. It's something we go in and out of all the time. But we can use that state to affect our own behaviors. So this is a do with. I'm going to work with your unconscious mind. I'm going to work with this 88. You're going to work with the 12, right? Because together, when we work together, we can bring 100% of the mind together. That's the power of your own mind.
So I just attended Talib's group hypnosis, Beyond the Mind, and it was amazing. And the fact that I feel so refreshed and so energetic afterwards is amazing. It's a wonderful feeling. This was a bonus. So for the last couple days, I had been experiencing a pain behind my face. On a scale from 1 to 10, not even a 1, more like a dull ache. And while we were going through the process, I was able to let that go, and I was actually able to pinpoint the root of that disease during the meditation process and during the visualization. And since we've been done, I haven't felt that pain, that dull ache behind my face that I had been feeling like for the last few days. If you're in the Las Vegas area, come and give this a try. It's a wonderful experience, and I'm sure that you'll get some great benefit from coming to do this.
Greetings and salutations, and welcome to Beyond the Mind. I'm your host, Talib, and we did not come here to teach you. We are just here to remind you. Happy Friday to everyone. Happy Friday to you, Chef. Happy Friday to the brother. Community. How's everybody doing out there today? I hope you're doing great. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day or had a wonderful week. And if you had a challenging week and overcame some challenges, please share that in the chat. We love to hear about it because on this channel, it's all about growth, development, and sharing tools that actually work, not things that people claim and talk about, and then you have to spend a whole bunch of money to find out it doesn't work. So we're here to share that. And if you have an experience, please share it with us. We'd love to know about it. Chef, how was your week, my good friend?
Oh, man, this week was actually very productive. I was able to settle in and get back to business. And, I had a few clients and, back in the game again.
I can see this week you got your shirt all the way up. You're not on that, tuck it and crock it today. You got the vice happening. Oh, yeah. You're looking very professional today and savvy, sir. You look very savvy.
Well, I've had a few meetings along with clients, so it's a pretty productive day along with the week. So I'm happy that the summer is starting to pick up right now for me. So
yeah. I love what you did with your office. Looks great.
Oh, thanks, man. It took me a while to get the lighting down, but now I think I got it. So
Well, it looks like you got it.
Yeah, I had to put some Hollywood spank on it.
Yeah. You definitely put some shine on it. Put some armor roll on them rims.
Yeah. So, what's up, man? What's happening this week? What is the topic of the day?
The topic of the day is being in the now. And I challenge the audience to this. Are you here now? Or are you focused on what you think is going to happen? What you think has happened? Where are you right now? Because I'm willing to bet you're anywhere but in your now. And so today, we were going to talk a little bit about being present. And how the true secret to abundance is in the moment. Also, we have a very special guest with us today. She's an author, writer, and the coolest thing is I interviewed her once before, and she wrote this incredible book on teaching teenagers how to manifest, which I thought was really cool. That was a really niche thing, you know, and she was really, really profound about it. And so she's come up with a new program, and we're going to have her on today to talk about it. Her name is Alexandra Patterson, and you'll be able to meet and speak with her in a little while. She'll be on, and Peach will let me know when she's in our backstage. But in the meantime, I'm just going to talk about being in the now a little bit. And I wanted to start with speaking with Chef about being in the now a little bit. Like, how has have you found in your life, and before you answer this, let me just establish, you know, when I say being in it now, a lot of times what happens is we're so focused and hyper focused on our story and the emotion that's driving that story, right? And that puts a particular filter and perception through our mind, and where we start to experience the world through that story. And what happens is, because our brain is one big prediction machine, it's constantly trying to predict what could come from that story. And when we hyper focus in on the story, we start creating predictions that align with that story. And that's a negative story, then we have negative predictions. So when we're in the now is the present moment, the moment you're in. A lot of times when people say, I'm suffering, I don't have this, I don't have that, or people are treating me this way or that way, when they're saying that in that moment, they're usually not experiencing those things. There's something that happened to them, or something that's going to happen to them. But very seldomly, when they're telling you it, it's something that is. So, am I low? Talk to me. Am I doing
As
good?
you sound fuzzy, you're fading in now. It's kind of hard to hear you a little bit.
Is that better?
A little bit clearer, yes. A little bit clearer.
Peach, how I sound? I got to make sure that my audio is good.
Yeah, your mic went low. There you
Oh,
go.
okay. Okay. Well, you know, that
There you,
has to
there you
do
go.
with
You're good now.
the technology I currently am working with. You know,
It's
as
all
time
good. You're
goes
good
on,
now.
the technology will go on and get better. But you know, you make do with where you're at. But the point was that, you know, usually people are focused and hyper focused in the outcome of a situation, and very seldomly are they aware of the moment, right? And when we can train ourselves to be more in the present moment, we become more aware of the world outside of the story we're projecting. So that's what I wanted to share a little bit of. But I wanted to ask, you know, or have you share a little bit about the importance of being in the now, and maybe experience you might have had where, you know, being in the now changed
Uh,
maybe your
I
life or
guess,
perception.
well, in the now is being in the present, obviously, and living in your truth, right? So living in your truth means living in the present and living at its current time. This week for me, I had a lot of things to do. It was very important for me to get my new office backing up, to set the stage for what's coming. And I didn't think of anything else but that. And I worked on that, and I got other things done I wasn't aware of just by trying to prepare that, right? Um, in which I have some art, and I needed to get it up. And now that I have it up, now I can take stills for it. And so being in the now allowed me to be in the present and the future at the same time.
It
So
looks
I
like
think that was pretty awesome.
Alexandria is here. I didn't want to cut you off.
Hmm.
Peach, I'm going to introduce her real quick. You could bring her back in. Alexandria, we saw you. He was sharing something real quick. I just wanted to get through it, and then I'm going to bring you in, okay? So uh, finish up you know, make a conclusion on what you're saying, because that was some
Oh,
good,
well,
powerful stuff. I really
I,
appreciate
was,
it.
I was saying being in the present had allowed me to prepare for the future without me knowing. Because
Right.
my goal was to simply get my office up and running again, because I had to move. So it takes a minute to see how you want to do it, redesign things, and so forth. And as I was doing that, I was able to hang other art in my home, and I was able to accomplish another task that had nothing to do with this. And like, and it's pretty awesome. But my point was, is that being in the now, being in the present, has allowed me to take care of things I didn't even know that I needed to take care of, other than the present. So, if that
All right.
helps anyone.
I think that was great, and I appreciate it. So what I want to do is just get ready. Here's a little introduction to our guests. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and share this. Okay, Alexandria Patterson. She is an author, a speaker. She's the author of "Become Unretainable: Breaking the Hidden Identity Loop That Pulls You Back to the Old You." So this is why we had to have her on, because this is literally what we deal with, and she has a different approach. Oh, she's not
Yeah,
backstage?
She was, but something happened. She dipped out. She'll be back.
That's okay. I'll finish my introduction of her. Cool?
I'll be back too.
Okay.
Do your introduction.
So what if the reason that the lasting change feels so difficult isn't because we lack motivation, but because our identity never changed with our achievements? Okay, so Alexandria Patterson is an author, a researcher, and a speaker exploring identity and self-authorship and the hidden patterns that shape lasting personal growth. Through memoirs, thoughtful observation, and psychological insight, she helps, the audience understand why achievement alone doesn't always create fulfillment and what it takes to become unreturnable. So that's a little bit about Alexandria. Alexandria, there she is. Yes, you came in back at the perfect time. I just finished doing the introduction for you.
Thank you.
So welcome everybody. Alexandria. Hello.
Nice to meet you. Welcome. Welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm grateful to be here. I appreciate you having me on your platform. Thank you.
You know, last time we spoke, you had an amazing book about helping young children, helping young people with manifestation and basically reprogramming their mind to get what they want. And
Yes.
and this time you come back with an amazing new program. So I'd love for you to share that. And maybe you could talk to the audience a little bit about the original one that you did with me and you were showing me, and I have the wonderful book that you gave me. It's still sitting on my mantle autographed from you, so
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you.
And how it led to the new program, and maybe give us a little about your new program.
So, Become Unreturnable, I really, really wanted to speak more to the adults, people my age, people who have actually gone through college, adulthood, and to really just go a little bit deeper in this one. It has some actual life, examples that they would be able to understand, recognize. So that's pretty much where that came from. It's more, it's similar to the first books that I did put out for the younger people, but this one is just a little bit heavier, where it's talking about identity and achievement under identity. So I wanted
Could
to
you
talk.
share a little bit about what your younger adult books were about, and maybe share with the audience a little bit about that?
Oh, yes. Envision Your Best Life and Live It. I wanted to talk to the younger people about manifestation, using your mind, using your imagination to be able to achieve the things that you truly desire and what it takes to actually get there, the mistakes to avoid, and also the what I have built up for my personal self, the be, do, and have, which is a framework that most people know about, or many people know about, but I had my own little take on it. So I wanted to share that in order to help other people to be able to bring about the things that they truly do desire in their own worlds.
Oh, that's beautiful. So what how was that transition for you? Tell me a little bit about that transition from going from writing for young adults to writing for an older crowd, and how did you make that leap?
Well, at the time that I was writing it, I was becoming a mother for the first time. So I really wanted to talk to the younger people. I was pregnant with my first child, and I was very much encouraged to want to speak to those that were younger than me. And after after a couple of years of writing, having written that book, I really wanted to talk to my I keep saying my generation, but I wanted to talk to the people that were around my age. I wanted to talk to those between the ages of 25 and 49, individuals who have lived some life and are either burnt out after achieving so much, who anyone that has had some challenges with trying to acquire or sustain really the sustainment of the achievement, wondering like what is happening, why am I not getting to this place, or why have I got to this place and I still don't feel fulfilled. And I really really wanted to talk to those people because I've been there before. So that's where that transition came from, is being a mother, and then I'm like, I really need to talk to individuals who really want to make something happen but don't understand how to get there, or why when they did they're not able to sustain it.
Mm. So what did you discover on that journey? What were some of the things you discovered that why they can't sustain it, and you know what's holding the audience that you're looking to reach? What's the major factor there holding them back?
One of the factors is identity. That's one of the things that I've like really, while writing the book, that's what came out, was what is it that is making it challenging for an individual to sustain their achievement, sustain their outcome? Why are they going back to the older versions of themselves, the older ways of operating and functioning, even after they've achieved or they've grown or they've, gotten the results that they're looking for? And sometimes it is that we have not truly worked towards figuring out who are we becoming when we're actually achieving these things. What is the process of us becoming the individuals who can actually sustain the achievement and enjoy it? And one of the other things that I've learned about was that sometimes when we're achieving something, we're actually doing it for somebody else or because we were encouraged to do those things. And it's not really something that we want to do. So there's a number of different identities that people sometimes take on. There's borrowed identities, inherited identities, there are survival identities, and then there are some identities that we choose for ourselves. So the first three that I named are usually the identities that we're actually functioning under, that makes it challenging for us to either get to the achievement or to even sustain it once we get there.
Mm. Wow, that's powerful. I saw you over there thinking. Chef, did you have anything you want to?
Yeah, I actually have a few questions, and I wrote them down because I think you'll appreciate them. What is the most important part of manifestation? At least what you teach to the youth.
The important part to me of manifesting is really being able to see oneself in that space, visualizing, feeling those emotions is another layer of it. Because when we are feeling those emotions, actually putting all of our senses in that space, it starts to feel real. It's similar to, I'm somebody that has a film background. Went to school for film, have won awards for filmmaking. It's similar to when we're in a theater. We have the surround sounds, we have the image in front of us. the films make us feel like we are actually in that film. So that is what imagining does, is you have to put yourself in your own film and feel all your senses, use all of your senses in that moment in order for it to feel real, because the subconscious mind, the very thing that everything is filtered through, that's what is really creating our reality. So when we're manifesting anything, it's because of whatever it is that we have allowed within our subconscious mind, that deep, the depth, the bottomless pit, all of these different patterns, all of these different behaviors, all of these different stories that we're telling ourselves. Those are the things that actually creates our manifestation. So it's the imagination and then the subconscious mind.
So in the manifestation that you relay to the youth is a form of self hypnosis, essentially, and which is a imagery as well,
Yes.
and the journey. So I think that's really awesome.
Yeah,
I have one more question.
Okay, I'm sorry. She was on so much fire over here.
Yeah, I got you. We're gonna build it up.
That cooking.
I love it.
It's smelling good. It's smelling good. It's cooking.
Okay, when you wrote this book, were you in the process of manifesting?
Which one? The first book?
The most recent
The
one.
book. Okay, Becoming Unreturnable. I wanted to share what I have manifested, which were a few things. One of the stories that I talk about is how I got into UCLA, which was the only school that I had applied to at the time. How I got to there, achieved this goal, and once I got there, I still had a breakdown. So it took me 2 years to manifest this thing where I'm telling myself, visualizing, going through all the motions, I'm going to get into this school, the only school I applied to. I get in, and within my first couple of quarters of being there, I have a breakdown. Why is that? Because my identity, I did not build it strong enough to sustain me actually being there. So that was what this book, Becoming Unreturnable, is partly what it's about, is acknowledging that I have achieved something, but I did not know how to handle this achievement.
Okay, and I have a follow-up. I guess you kind of answered it, but the follow-up were you experiencing a trial that you had to overcome at the time of writing this book?
That's a really good question. You can say that I was experiencing a trial. It was definitely, for me at the time of writing this book, things that I was starting to recognize that I did not recognize years even after achieving this goal. So during my time of writing this book, I needed some closure on what I had experienced. And even after me getting the diploma, because I still graduated, I still was able to do exactly what I said I was going to do. But it took me years and years of reflection to even get to the writing of the book portion. So I had some years of like, what happened at the time? What did I do? What did I miss? So that was really what the first book was for, was me trying to get all of that stuff out. But then this book is like, okay, I can really hone in on what am I saying to the people that have graduated college, is going through adult life things. So I want to say that most likely I was experiencing some type of trial, but it was also something that was like more so of a closure for me, if that makes any sense.
The trial of closure.
Yeah.
Were you in? Did you go to UCLA Film School? Were you in film school?
No. So that's the other thing is, I went to school for 7 years, from high school all the way up until I was 25, and went to 5 different schools. One of them was LA Film School, which was before UCLA, and UCLA was the very last school that I attended.
Okay. Yeah, I love it. I love all the information that you're giving here on this
So,
platform.
you know, I hope you're enjoying our questions and they're giving you a chance to really express some of the things. Plus, we'll give you a chance to just say some things you want to say. We always like to leave people with tools as well and share things people can actually tangibly use. So that'd
Yes.
be wonderful if you could share that. But I did have a question. What was some of the research that you did for this book, and what was some of the preparations you undergone to do this book, and what advice? And this is a lot of questions. What advice do you have for young Black female authors who are looking to get into the life coaching space,
The first question,
which was
the
your
the
research?
research, right? Okay. I had to look into some research about identity. What what are the things that people are dealing with concerning their identity? There's narrative identity that I really was interested in because it's about what are we telling ourselves every day? What are the stories, whether it is imaginative or it's something that has happened to us? What are the stories that we're telling ourselves on a daily basis? That's one of the things because then it starts to get into the activities, the actions that we're taking when we're telling ourselves these stories so that sometimes so that they can match. And it was definitely a lot of like the self-concept research. What are we consistently putting ourselves around, the environments that we're in as being we're what we're being influenced by, the the family dynamic, all of these different layers of what is around us and who are we and what is shaping our identity. So it was a number of um, identity work research that I looked into for this book particularly. The other question you have for me, please remind me of that.
Oh, the other question was about what was your process for the preparation and writing of the book. You know, like, did you go through anything to get the book done? You know, was it a difficult process? Did it, by the time you finished it, did it bring you to a greater awareness? You know, like, what was your process for this book like?
It was more so like it was almost like me writing journal entries, the things that I had not written about since that those years during my time at UCLA, before UCLA, and even after. It was really many journal entries that I was releasing that I just either I talked about so much but did not actually take down the notes to what I was dealing with, what I was going through, and found out a lot more things because of me actually writing the stuff down. There were key moments that I did not even think about, but once I actually came to the writing of this book and was taking down some pretty much reflection notes is when I started to find some key times in those particular areas that helped me to shape and really get into being able to express as clearly as I did in the book what I really wanted people to understand and know.
Hmm.
Well, got a follow up?
Sure.
What happened to make you write the first book?
One of the things I really wanted to do was to be an author. I had wanted to be impactful in people's lives in one way, shape, form, or fashion. And I'm an artist. I enjoy writing, but I really wanted to share things that I was not hearing much because I wasn't doing a lot of reading or listening to manifestation things, but I wanted to share what I did experience because the things that I had manifested, it just kept happening. It kept happening for me. It kept happening. And what I was learning was that sometimes when we're coupled with somebody who has a different viewpoint, different background, different upbringing, and all these things, sometimes that we have to figure out how are we able to manifest together. And I think that that's where I came to with me and my partner, is that he had a number of different things that he was able to manifest, but it's like, okay, so how do we bring this together to make this happen? So I wanted to share my own personal journey, and then it led to the journey that we had together, and actually is a part of this particular book that Becoming Unreturnable is about as well.
I think that's awesome. I think it's awesome that you were able to share that journey with someone that is, I mean, the journey of growth, and spiritual growth, because it is spiritual.
Yes.
To be able to share that with someone is very unique and very special.
Yeah.
Because typically we need isolation, and if someone can understand that you're going through whatever you're going through, and you need that time of isolation, and they respect that, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And the other question was, did you have any advice for women that are trying to get into the life coaching space, since that's pretty much what that sort of is, right? Would you agree?
Yeah, I agree. I actually have something that I think that would help people, period, not just the women in this space.
Oh no, I don't mean the women in this space. I mean as a woman in
As
this space, right?
okay,
Because it's really predominant by a lot of men, right?
got you.
When you look at, name me 2 women Tony Robbins. See,
I have none.
Yeah, we can't. But he's the number one, so it's kind of
but
hard.
I'm just giving an
yeah.
example, man. I could go
Yeah.
Brad Yates.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they aren't women that exist that do this.
Mhm.
It's just they're not commonly on our mind, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
the
that's
whole
true.
space has been sort of framed a certain way,
Yes.
So
Yeah.
when I have an opportunity to get to know people such as yourself, who are courageously out here making changes and helping others, right? I always love to ask, what advice would you give to someone else out there that may feel and see the space and feel like it may be a reason that they don't pursue it, right?
I hear you now. Take a chance. Do it afraid. It's not going to always be easy. It's not going to come out the most simplest. Make mistakes, because that's how we learn. Just take one foot after the other, just step after step, and also look into getting some type of mentorship or guidance, or at the very, even if it's virtual, who is it that you want to, kind of emulate? Actually, Tony Robbins spoke on this before, where if there's somebody, find somebody that you would like to be like, study the way they go about doing things, their physiology, the way that they speak, how they look, how they operate and function. Follow that person, model them, and then put your own spin on it.
Yeah. He basically just was saying using NLP, and basically, imagery, because your mind doesn't know the difference, right? It has no
Exactly.
idea what's real or fake.
Exactly.
And when we have these sensory, right, experiences in the mind, they create neural pathways, and those neural pathways are real. They're very real. Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So I think that's amazing. And right, you're cooking so much here. I want to give you a chance to keep sharing, but we want to keep asking the right questions that open you up, keep you, in the direction of being able to share the more valuable information that you have, But I wanted to know though, for the new book, right? What are some of the key principles that are in this book that really separates it from your first book?
Some of the key principles would be to just to pay attention to your life. Pay attention to yourself on a daily basis. If you want to change something, if you want to make any type of achievement happen, to look at what are you doing on a daily basis? What are the habits that you are, that you're functioning under? And if there's anybody that you trust to be able to tell you the I don't want to just say the truth or the raw truth, but somebody that you can trust their word on. Say, hey, can you like watch me? Tell me, or at least tell me what you have seen about me that could help me, that are not the best qualities or even the best qualities. What is it about me? Because I know that there have been some times that I've asked those questions, asked relatives, what are the things that I am doing or I may not have been doing appropriately that can help me to either not do them again or to do them more. So sometimes it is about looking at ourselves. And that's one of the things that I do talk about is paying attention to our patterns, because our life it leaves us clues.
Mm. Wow.
So self-reflection and accountability.
Yes. Yes. A lot of it.
That's beautiful. Is there anything else about the book in particular that you would like to share? Because I haven't had a chance to read this one, so I'm not 100% sure. I just know it's good, But
Thank you.
But I definitely want to get it out there and hopefully get it into the hands of some people, So maybe go over a little bit more about what this book really entails about, for the reader and what they can get out of it.
One of the major things that I've mentioned earlier in this talk, this discussion, is the different identities. And I think that when people are aware of which identity they're actually operating in, that they may be able to that they may have a start to recognizing their patterns. So when they're honest with themselves on the thing that they're going after, is it something that they really want? And where did this stem from? And what behavioral patterns are they doing on a daily basis that is gearing them towards this achievement that they may not want? And what's the root of that? And for them to ask themselves, what do I really want? What do I truly desire? What do I really care to achieve? Because most times many of us are operating out of borrowed identity. We are told, hey, go to college, go get that job, that high paying job. You're supposed to take care of mom, dad, family, brother, sister. Sometimes those are some people's realities, or in other different cultures where they're expected to be a doctor, they're expected to be a lawyer. I've had a friend or a few friends that they were going to college, to the college that their parent wanted them to go to, or to major in something that their parent wanted for them, as opposed to what they genuinely wanted to do. So we have these different identities that we're functioning under, and sometimes we're not happy with ourselves. And that's the other principle, or the key principle that I also speak on, is that person you're becoming when you're actually achieving. Pay attention to that person. Who is it that you're becoming during the process of achievement? Because if you're achieving that thing, you want to make sure that you're happy, not just with the thing, but with yourself, because the thing is fleeting. You're going to achieve that thing. That thing is you're going to have it in your hand. It's just like, yay, I did it. What's next? But the person that you're becoming in the process of achieving that thing, are you going to enjoy who you have become? Are you going to enjoy yourself after you've achieved the thing? So those are the couple of things that I talk about in my book, and I really care for people to get that information for themselves, because at the end of the day, we are with ourselves 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So we have to be happy with who we are, whether we've achieved the thing or didn't achieve the thing.
Mm. That's powerful. So that's something they will definitely take from the book that'll really get them put in the right direction.
That's the goal. Yes.
That's beautiful.
That's
That's
awesome.
beautiful.
I love it. I love it. I'm looking forward to reading the book now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Please. I want to get this type of message out to people because I think maybe the world would be a little bit better when there are people who are actually doing the things that they truly desire to do, and that they're here for what they're here for building.
Mm. And are you working on getting it out in any other mediums for people who may not read the book, or is the book going to become a program, or do you have any further plans with it? And are you doing anything to where people can? Are you working with people and things of that nature? I'm asking a lot of questions. I feel like they're good ones though.
They are. I thank you for them. I truly do. I'm in a process of working some things out to be able to get in front of people with this particular message. Yes. Workshops, being at universities, because that's where a good deal of this is about, is the younger people that are in these universities not knowing what they really want to do in life, with life, let alone the subject matter that they're there for, let alone the college that they are attending. I want to speak to those people. I want to speak to the women in leadership, individuals, high performing individuals who, whether it's in the athletic field, whether it's in the art field, there are people that are aging out of these spaces and don't know what their identity is without those things. I want to be able to talk to these people.
I've come to see that there's a younger generation that really is taking on to the healing business. And I think it's awesome because Talib and I are from the same generation. We're just hitting this place because we've been told to cover up our emotions for so long until, you hit that brick wall and either you have a nervous breakdown from suppressing all these emotions or something drastic happens, either via accident, blase, whatever it could be. It comes out one way or another, right?
Yes.
But this movement and the generation, because I think the generation is somewhat, I would say, from 23 to about 42.
Okay.
Right? That group, I think it's really awesome because what I'm saying, it's unlike any other time. I guess the time it would be the hippie movement, the last Aquarian age.
Yeah.
When everyone was like loving, but this is different. This is not so free love. This is more self-love, self-preservation. Let me try to correct the sins of my father's past. Through my healing, and I just think it's really awesome because I'm starting to see a lot of youth in the healing platform. So.
Yeah, I love seeing this as well.
That's beautiful. Is there anything else you want to share about the book, though, or anything else you got going on? We love to share with the audience. And Peach, we want to go ahead and open up the floor. And if you guys got any questions for Alexandria, we'd love for you to ask it. She's here to share her knowledge and experience, and it's unique because it's directly from her and no one else has it. So please feel free to come up or ask any questions you like to Alexandria about the book and about manifestation. And I think that was. I'm blown away. You've come a long way since the last time we spoke.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Again, I greatly appreciate you allowing me to be on your platform and be able to share this.
And Alexandria, are you located in LA as well?
I am in Las Vegas.
Oh, you're in Vegas. My bad.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Though I am from Los Angeles.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm born and raised, and I'm currently here now.
Okay.
Yeah. But also like what's your what's if you've shared what you wanted to share with the book, though, I would like to get some of your insight on how you feel the mental health of this current generation is. Uh, are you, because you did write a book for them, you know, and now you're dealing with the college and people that are getting out of college, and you've written this book, so you must have come across research study just talking about the mental health of this generation in particular. You know, what do you find, and what have you found in that when you research?
That because many of these students are going into these schools, again, it mostly has to do with identity. They're not knowing what they want to do with their lives. That's the main thing concerning, like, especially whether it's the first year students, that they're going in here having to, I don't want to say having to have it all figured out, but that's kind of the mindset that they are in, is that they have to have it figured out. And that's one of the things that I want to be able to share with them, is that they don't. That they don't have to have it all figured out. I was somebody who did not have it figured out. Again, I went to 5 different schools over the course of 7 years. I didn't even get, one of the things in my book I mentioned is that I did not get any acceptance nor rejection letters my senior year of high school. That's one of the things. And it was because, one, I was confused on why, like, what should I do concerning college, that I didn't even focus so much on, well, I was told that there was an application fee waiver that I should apply for, and I didn't get clarity on it. So that's why I did not get accepted into any colleges, or rejected from any colleges at that time, because I didn't even finish the process of it. And this was based off of having these conversations with these people, teachers mainly at the time, who were encouraging students to go to college and, you know, like, go get that degree. And sometimes we just want to be able to figure out, okay, what do I really want to do that may not have anything to do with college? What do I want to do that may have something to do over here? Can I just take some time away from school? Can I take a year? I know somebody who did not get that opportunity. When they make that choice, or they thought about the choice of taking a full year off from high school before going into college, they were pretty much told, like, no, we helped you with this application to get into these schools, and you're going to get into these schools. So we have students that have no idea on what they genuinely want to do with life, and they're thinking that they have to have it all figured out. So that's one of the things that came up in the studying that I was doing, that has to deal with young adults. They're just they think they have to have it all together.
Yeah, but doesn't everybody?
Yeah.
But the crazy thing, though, I would suspect from the youth, because a lot of the professions that they were going to school with are no longer professions, or going to school for are no longer professions. Like, I mean, they're literally being, like, careers just being annihilated right now, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, where it has to be so confusing to try to figure out, like, how to maintain and grow from this changing society.
Yeah, I agree.
And
please, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh,
sorry.
No, my apologies. I want to say something about that, because these students who are going into these schools, their parents are not aware of, you know, that these careers are no longer going to be available, or even the job positions are no longer going to be available. I've had relatives after I had graduated college who were saying, or people I won't say relatives, but people who were saying, go, you know, they're still in the mindset of that these jobs still have benefits. They have long lasting benefits, where it's like, no,
No.
they don't. They really don't. Like most jobs are being bought out, like they're buying out the people who have already been there for decades so that they can hire younger people and pay them less.
Yeah.
You know, and they and the prior generation or generations have no idea that that's what's happening. But me and my husband was telling his relatives that are like in my grandmother's generation, like, no, it's not the same job market that you once recall or remember.
It
That's
doesn't
powerful.
exist anymore.
Yeah.
So one is I want to thank you for coming up. We're not gonna you don't have to go nowhere. I would love for you to hang out with us even longer. But we
Okay.
have Dr. Denise came in, and we wanted to get her in here. We wanted to talk to her, and hopefully we could all have a wonderful conversation about well-being, mental health, manifestation, being in the now, you know, identity, belief, you know,
I love that.
motivational interviewing, things like that. You know, sounds
I love
good.
that. Yes, that's great. Thank you again for having me on.
All right, so Peach, you could go ahead and bring Doc Denise up. We're happy to have her up now. We're ready for her. And wow, what a great show this has been thus far. You know, I'm just really glad that the show's been so awesome. And Alexandria, you've been just amazing and sharing some great information. So I hope everyone's getting really good benefit from what you're having to say. But Peach, we are ready. Oh, my man Maybach Mel is here. Salute, family. Congratulations on all the success with the channel. I always come in. I'll leave a like, share, subscribe, my friend. Keep it up. And Peach, you could go ahead and let Doc in if you can hear me. We got the amazing Peach, and please like, share, and subscribe to Peach Entertainment. She got amazing shows. My favorite show, I love Hop. Hop is a great show. I believe that airs on Wednesdays, if I'm not. Is it Wednesdays? Peach, correct me if I'm wrong. You know, Uphill Battle. That's on Thursdays, Thursday evenings. And oh man, I forget the times of the other shows. They're all so great. But I just want to thank Peach once again. But is she still in the back? We waiting on you, Peach. I saw Dr. Denise was there, and we ready to get her in. How you doing, Chef? While we having this little few minute intermission until
I
going
am
in the hour.
chilling. I am chilling. Enjoying the show. Very good conversation. I'm really loving what she's putting down. She said she doesn't have permission to come in yet. Dr. Denise.
Yeah. Oh, let her know. Yeah, we were gonna bring her in. She was had to hang out backstage for a moment.
Okay.
Yeah. She probably I saw her in there, but she probably was like, "Oh, they didn't let me in," and you know, it's okay. You know.
No, man, I'm chilling, bro. I'm really enjoying what this is. And the funny thing is, I don't know what this is, to be honest with you.
What is?
I don't know, but I'm.
You don't know
enjoying
what you don't know what is.
Whatever it is, but I'm enjoying it.
You talking about the show?
I can't. Everything.
That's confusing, man. That's real general. What are you talking
exactly.
about?
It can be as confusing as all get out because that's what it is. But I'm enjoying it, and it's really awesome because I can see it all unfolded slowly, and it doesn't necessarily seem like it's all working out, but it's literally working out exactly.
Oh, wait. I don't know what you're saying at this point, sir. You know, and you know, I don't know. Is this the point where you try to get a rise out of me or something?
Oh no, I don't need to get a rise out of you, man. No, that's not what I want to do. I am just identifying progress.
and acknowledging it.
Oh,
And it's
beautiful.
awesome. It's awesome. Sometimes we have to
You
do
led
that.
with that.
No, I gotta take you around the
Wow.
road and up through the
I'm
mountains.
just saying, you know, if
You
you're
know,
asking me about your
scenic
timing, your
route.
comedic timing, somebody who has great timing, try to give you some timing advice, man. Like, you know,
You know, we gotta
great
go.
speech, just move some
I'll take
words
you on a
around.
journey,
That's all.
bro. I'll take you on a journey and show you some imagery and see some different things.
Excuse me?
We gotta take you on a journey sometime so you can show you some imagery.
Yeah. We really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean sometimes. You know, you start saying these random comments, man, that they throw me for a loop. I'm trying to like compute and understand where it is. What does he mean?
Oh,
What
well,
are
you know,
talking-
you're the smartest man in the world. I can't give you all of the information. I have to leave bits and pieces out just to keep you guessing.
It only entertains one of us.
Hey.
I thought we was in the win-win business, not this.
Oh, we are absolutely in the win-win business, my friend.
I don't know, man.
We are.
That's a statement you're making.
Yeah.
You started giving me real Sith vibes.
No, not at all.
You know.
Peach, do you hear this? Do you hear this, Peach?
Did you let her know to come back?
Dr. Denise, are you coming back?
Well, she's probably not watching.
Well, she was. She sent me a picture of it.
She did.
And she said no permission.
No, she just got to come back. Dr. Denise, you just got to come back. Hold on, we got it all under control. You just got to come back in here. Oh wait, what's this?
There we go. Hey.
Oh, there we are. Oh, okay.
Now
There
it
you go.
says, because it's for a second, it just kept saying backstage.
How you doing? How are you?
I'm tired,
Yeah.
very.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Long day, huh?
Long.
Hey, Doc, how you doing?
Hi, how you doing?
I am magnanimous.
Awesome.
I love your hat, by the way.
Oh, thank you. It's one of those days here in LA.
Oh yeah, it's got some beautiful geometric patterns on it.
Yes, old school Kango.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's dope.
I dated myself, didn't I?
Mm-hmm. Well, I love saying my age. I'm 55. I don't give a damn.
There it is.
I love my age. That's called wisdom.
There you go. I love it too. I don't know. They be like, you look young. I'll be like, I'm getting older. I like it now.
No,
I don't want to be no kid again.
That's called wisdom.
I don't want to go backwards.
All those days are behind us. We only got so many more in front of us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Leave
It's funny
that
how
where
that
it's
works,
at.
right?
Huh?
It said it's funny how that works.
Yeah.
You know, one day the whole world is sort of like in front of you, like you know, and you're like, oh, I'm immortal.
Yeah, and then I love where did the young lady go? I love what she was saying. I wanted to hear more.
I wanted her to come back. She was gonna stay. I don't know what happened. Did she fall to the background, Peach? Or there she is. She's back.
Yeah, there we go.
Let me clap it up.
I love what you were saying.
Alexandria, what is the name of your book? One more time, if you don't mind telling us and telling the audience.
Yes. Become Unreturnable. Breaking the hidden identity loop that pulls you back to the old you.
See?
Okay. Becoming unreturnable.
Yes.
Leave it where it is.
I love that.
Thank you.
I love that.
Also, Miss Dr. Denise, I'm grateful to see you.
No, nice to see you too. Just call me Yolande, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, just call me Yolande. Yeah, it's I loved everything you were saying. It's ironic because I graduated from Southern University in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and that's what we're doing. We want to talk to the kids. I hate calling them kids, but that's what they are actually. It's so much going on.
Frontal cortex is not developed
Yeah,
yet.
it's too much. They can't align it, right? And then they think
Hmm.
because they can handle the stress that is what is going to get them over. But it's the actual stress that is going to kill you. That's why they're all dying so young.
Yeah, I would say the biggest difference, like for us, our generation, was that we weren't overloaded constantly. We didn't have the same amount of stimulus. You know, uh,
Mhm.
we got to
We
be. Go ahead,
Well,
please.
we did. It was different though. It was
No, no, we
external.
didn't.
It
TV
was
went off,
outside, and
right?
it
We
was
didn't have
outside.
the same amount of. There's a constant drip of stimulus in the younger people today. They can't avoid it because when they're young and they're little, the first thing their parents do is they put this cell phone in their hand to keep them busy. Okay. When I was little, I had all these little cool books like the Sweet Pickle and Berenstain, and there were all these little toys that was for your smarts. I mean, they still have these things, but now it's like leapfrog with the laptop computer, and the kid has this cell phone, and they put them on YouTube, and if you don't watch them and you sit them there, you don't even know how many shows they've actually watched because the content is in so many variations. It could be 5 minutes long, it could be 15 minutes long, it could be 30, it could be 2 minutes. It's constant, constant, constant. And the mind has a point. We can only take in so much information before it goes, okay, that's it, no more today.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I find that the younger generations hitting that point a lot faster,
Yeah.
where we had a chance to be bored and learn that, that's a word
Well,
we
yeah.
use.
So our boredom was basically a stop and a reset. You see what I'm saying? That's what our boredom was. They don't have boredom like that. So where is the reset for them? Where is the actual downtime? Where is the I'm turning my phone off at 8 p.m. and I'm not picking it up until 12 noon, not midnight, but noon, right? So where is the clarity? They don't even have time to think.
I think that's what is why they have a hard time making decisions, why they feel so overwhelmed, so much
Hmm.
anxiety, you know,
Hmm.
because that, our kids today are constantly being sold to by everyone.
Hmm.
Hmm. I mean, when you would walk home from school, if you had a Walkman, basically you was the bomb. I'm saying Walkman because I'm 55, but we
CD
didn't have
player.
air
CD.
right. We didn't have AirPods and phones and things like that. So you had time to actually talk to yourself and
Yeah.
actually make some clear decisions. I mean, regardless, it don't even have to be religion. I don't care what book you study from. You get your answers from God when you are still, when you are silent. You got your answers when you were bored.
Hmm.
You became
That's true.
creative when you were bored.
Hmm.
You read books, puzzles, whatever your thing was, building, whatever, you became. So your identity, which Ms. Patterson was speaking of, you created identities as you grew, right? These kids don't have a chance to create an identity because they're too busy looking at a phone, wanting to be the identity of what they think reality TV is. So this is what my profession comes in as a celebrity makeup artist for 30 years. You're watching what I made come to life on a screen, and you think it's real when it's not.
Hmm.
So they have to learn how to be creative again.
Mm. Yeah, and when you put things like AI, and now you
Yeah,
don't have to learn
AI
how to.
is not creative because you're just taking snippets, gap cutting, you know, all these things. You
It's
know,
creative. It's just a different form of
it
creativity.
is a different form of creation,
Well, I'm
but it's
saying
not
like,
like It's not an experience. You
You're
create
not.
experiences.
You're right. I agree with her because, first of all, as a musician, I'll tell you like this: it has literally began to kill musicianship. It's
Mm-hmm.
not raising the bar for musicianship. They're using musicians to push it out there on people, like, oh, look how much it helped me because I don't have a band, and yes,
They
for
went from
those who are
you guys went
used.
from 8 tracks to MPCs. When the MPC came out, I know a lot of musicians who were upset.
Yeah, but the difference was
Well, it's
the
because they had to change that
MPC was
format.
still creative, and they were upset, but in the end, they were happy because guess what? They had to pay
You can
them.
still play it. You can still play the MP. You can still make those beats. You can still actually make it sound like the MPC.
And they had to pay those artists for all those songs they sampled. So this is why the old school is so still relevant right now, because hip hop put money back in all their pockets and put them back on tour and made their music relevant. See, what AI is doing is taking my talent, your talent, everybody who's ever put anything into the internet's talent, merging it together and then assimilating, running sequences, and then saying, here's the best of that, and putting it into a new form. It's taking a pre-existing picture and reshaping it with new data that was already there. So what happens now? These kids, they go, I want a hip hop beat, and they just type in the text, right? And now they get the beat, and that's the end. They think they own it, but they don't. Right? And now you're having these generation, it's starting to happen where these artists are coming up, these young kids, and they're like, I don't even care about learning that. I'm just going to put my voice in here and tell it what to do. You feel like the whole creative process,
Where
that whole
is the work?
thing
I
of
think the
finding
last time
yourself.
I was here, where's the work? People don't want to put in the work. In my day, in this business, you had to Saffron, you had to put in the work. You had
I'm gonna so every generation wants their next generation to have a better life, right? And by every generation wanting the next generation to have a better life, that means having a better life is actually a softer life, right?
Okay.
So if each generation wants the next generation to have a better life, they want them to have a softer life, no one's preparing themselves to have a harder life. So when the floodgates break, an emergency happens, then who's prepared? Because you have a whole entire society that is not prepared for an emergency situation, whether mental, physical, or spiritual.
Yeah. Because again, no one wants to put in the work. You have to put in the work to understand yourself. You got to put in the work to understand your nervous system. You have to put in the work to understand why you react the way you react. You have to put in the work. This is an everyday choice. This is an everyday conscious decision that you make every second. So whenever I talk about AI or anything, whether it be advanced or not, you're going to have to put in the work in order to create something different that everybody is going to want to either, if you're selling something, if you're teaching something, you're going to have to put in the work to make people have an experience so that they can understand what it really is. Because right now, no one's having experience.
So when we say put in the work, what do you mean by that? Like what?
Give me.
I know what I would, but what by you saying, okay, I'm going to put in the work, I've actually seen you put in the work, but a lot of these people have not. So in your process, what do you mean by that? Putting in the work.
So we're talking about a pie here, right? So you cannot eat a pie if it's not cooked in the middle. So your life, that is your life. So I don't care if we're talking about cleaning the bathroom and cleaning up. You understand what I'm saying? Life is energy. That's why I love what you were saying about manifestation. If you want new things to come to your mind, your body, and your soul, you have to be able to get rid of what is holding you back. So your space, who you speak with, who you commune with, how you take care of your body. Again, go back to any scripture. I don't care what book. Your body is your temple. So whatever you believe in, whatever you subscribe to, you have to take care of this.
You know,
You
that's
got
a
to take care of
great
your
segue.
mental.
I was going to say that's a great segue to talk about what you do and,
Mhm.
and your business. And, you know, I would love to just talk a little bit about and really get into you a little bit more too, before we go too far off, because I want to share you with the audience. So
Well, I hope I'm sharing now. Like,
you are, it's amazing. I'm
I
saying, you
really
sound
like,
quiet.
I mean, because Severance's question is he wants to know specifically where. So I was just staying within the children and in college. Okay, so
Mhm.
let's be specific there. The way they take care of themselves in school. I was in school. I saw how people took care of themselves. I saw the people who graduated, who did not graduate, who did not graduate. Excuse me. The first thing they said to us when we sat down when we were freshmen is look to your left and look to your right. One of you will not be here when it's time to walk across this stage.
That was a hypnotic suggestion.
It really is. It really is.
Right? So here we are. We're talking about what are you going to do for yourself that does not involve anyone else. Where you're not harming somebody. Like the kids like to say, hating on somebody. You know, it's what you gonna do? What do you?
Can Talib, can we logically say that this generation, whether it doesn't matter how old you are within you being in the generation of healing, but this is the first generation that is making a conscious effort to heal themselves? Is that true
No,
or no? You don't think so? In current times.
in current times, no.
Okay. What are you
I think
going?
it goes back
Remember
across
the
all.
Dianetic movement.
80s,
Remember the
80s.
conscious movement.
Yeah, but
Remember the 7 spiritual laws of success movement. You see, the CIA and them had a very big movement in the 70s and 80s, something called the Gateway Process that was born in the 1960s and 70s. And then it went public and they started practicing it on the people. And this is where the big spiritual conscious movement came from, right? And you had L. Ron Hubbard leading the way. Dianetics is what really introduced it to the public, right? You already had many researchers behind the lines. But by the time 1988 to 92 came, you had an intake of the Hindu persuasion of the philosophy of life, and what had died out in the 60s had reemerged again in the early 90s. And then something very in particular happened in the 90s. There was a Black conscious movement that occurred, where people like Francis Cress Welsing, Dr. Ben, Dr. Jeffries, Albert Blair, these people, you're hearing about them now, but the movement, okay, was back in the 90s, right? I used to go to First World with my mother and my aunt. I met these people. This was and this is where people, you know, in the Black community, we were doing something called transcendental meditations, right? We were all into astro projecting, right? And everybody started calling themselves God.
We didn't recover from that.
Peace, God. What's the supreme mathematics for the day? Knowledge, born, wisdom, understanding.
5%.
See, the conscious movement had already been there, but it got repackaged in the 2000s with what you call veganism. When you understand that everything is branding, and then you understand, which we clearly do, the hypnotic modalities that they use to ensure that we all get that experience that Doc was talking about. You got to feel something. They know this, right? And so what we're looking at is, you have to look at what the birth of social media was. It didn't start with Facebook. It started in DARPA. And when that program got shut down, 3 days later, Facebook went public. Right? You have to realize this is no conspiracy. I don't do conspiracy theories. I do the mind. Okay.
Right.
Okay. You can go look at the engineers this is public. the engineers that created the code for that knew that it was what they called a digital drug. It created a dopamine feedback loop. They knew it was highly addictive.
I was just about to say that. They knew it was
because they knew it bypassed your critical mind and gave you a good little dopamine hit every time you got a little like. You see where I'm going? So the kids today, they have our generation was what? Buy me that. We were buy me that generation. Get the new Ken, get the night bright, turn out the light. Etch a sketch. You the big wheels, right? And all our shows, all of our TV shows led to us wanting to buy a product.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But this generation got flipped. It became what? Digital. It's not physical anymore. Because they're removing us from the physical world. Right? The ultimate goal is to put you in there.
That's why I said the children don't know anything about experiences.
They live in what we call simulacra. Simulacra is the term, is the actual term. It's when you live in image of an image of an image of reality. We're so far from the original meaning of things. For example, if I show you a Disney character wearing Tara and a nice gown, you'll call her a what? Princess. But that's not the original look or the meaning of a princess. But now princess to us is associated with Disney. Right? Because we know that the mind works through associations. So they've created a bunch of associations through products now, but it doesn't necessarily lead to physical purchases of things. It leads to ideology.
Yep.
Right? And instead of buying brands, they've made our children the brand. So, y'all on fire over here. I'm with everyone. Wait, I got the button for this. Hold on. Yes. But that's like a perfect segue in my mind. Hold on, Chef, for Doc to go ahead and tell us a little bit about her life coaching practice and what she does, because our goal here is to get Alexandria. She knows I read her first book. I had her first book. I brought her on my show before. I tried to share as much as I can. It led to her, I think it was her first podcast at that time, and it showed her something like, oh, I could do this. Like, this is easier than I even thought, and when she reached out to me, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to have her back. But I like to highlight people and get the people who are watching and listening an opportunity to get to know you and to go find you, right? We want to make connections here. You people, you guys are servants of humanity. Anytime you help one person, you just help humanity. Everybody on this planet moves our life in a direction we're not even aware of.
Yep.
You be kind to a stranger, that thing could change the world. That guy could be the guy that changed the world. You never know. And so I really wanted to share, Doc, and just please share a little bit about your practice and what you got going on and all the good stuff.
I don't even have to talk. You guys are doing it. Like, if everybody would come and watch the podcast on Fridays, they would need people like that. You know what I mean? Seriously. I just help people. I like helping. I've always helped people. I've been in, like I said, I've been in the entertainment business. I was for over 30 years. And that was a service business. But now all of a sudden, being a makeup artist, you're a celebrity. No, you're a celebrity because your phone rings. Because you actually get the jobs. It has turned It's not the same anymore. And that it was time to bow out gracefully. But through that journey, I had my own life's ups and downs. So, um, which led into some really great moments. And those moments, other people saw it. I wasn't sharing them per se, but other people saw it. It was just things that I just kept doing for myself and myself and myself, to change things. And then it turned into me helping other people doing it, not just here in LA, but South Carolina, like strangers, like people I just did not know. So then, of course, I took it further, and then here I am today. So that's what I really help women do. Like it is. It's a mind thing. It is a mindset thing. You have to want it. I can't make you want it, right? So we talk about the social media. We could be here all night. We talk about the social media and all these things. A lot of women compare themselves even at 50, 40, 30. You know, like you said, Tyler, we had, I watched Dr. Shrinker and Electra Woman and Dyna Girl on Saturday. On Saturday morning. I don't know if y'all know that. So that's what I'm saying. I watched the Flintstones. That was my thing. And the Brady Bunch. So, um, yeah, it's a lot. A lot of people are depressed. A lot of people are sad. Um, a lot of people have a lot of trauma that they endured as children. Even like I said, my age, a lot of people have so much trauma that they never speak of. Like Stefan said, they suppressed it for however many years. A lot of people have trauma, and in the end, you have to forgive yourself. So I help a lot of people understand how to forgive themselves, and it starts with clarity, you know. So I spend a lot of time talking, and but I like it, especially when they're young, when they're in college and things like that. So we're putting something together now, to go back to my school, some alumni, and I to go to the communications department and actually talk to the kids about being in the entertainment business, what it is like, the real what it is like.
Right. I've been
Um,
there 17 years. I know what it's like.
mhm,
I think
what
we
it's
might
like.
have worked together on something before. You want to hear a funny story? Me and this
Okay.
guy met in a practical workshop in
I believe
college.
it.
Okay. And I'll never forget it. I was like, oh, because I got manifestation powers too. I was like, he gonna get in the room with me. We gonna get in the room.
Mhm,
I'm gonna find out because this dude look way too familiar. And then they because they never tell you who they gonna pair you with, it's
mhm.
random. And sure enough, they paired us. And we were talking, it was like we was clicking, we talking, I was like, man, I know you, bro. Where I know you from? He like, well, I work in film. I've been in that for. I was like, I work in film. I was like, I worked on some things in LA, but I work in Vegas. You ever been to Vegas? He's like, I don't go there and work too much. I went out there one time and we did this show with the guy. I was like, stop. They set the man on fire going across the thing. He was like, you. I was the dude that was helping him because I was doing swing, which
Oh
is multiple
wow!
departments. I'm doing swing, and I was helping him, and he. It gets where it gets.
Wow!
This is where it gets funnier. We like, oh, we worked together. We didn't just work together. We hung out on that roof together and held each other down. We was the only black dudes on that set. Okay.
See,
And here's funny. He took my number, and now later we was talking. He was like, "Man, if I'd have had your number back then, I would have called you, man. I'm telling you, you'd have stayed working out here with me." So
I mean,
we become friends.
that is the man. I
So
speak highly when it comes to that work.
hey,
Mm-mm,
we was on there on a multi-million-dollar set. That was a pilot.
mm-hmm.
They set a man on fire. That tells you how expensive it was.
Yes,
and
Yeah,
had him go across on
some
a
of my
wire.
best gigs. Okay, some of my
It-
best gigs, some of the best commercials, um, that still run sometimes today. Like some really good. I've been knowing Stefan for 30. Our first gig, we did 20 movies. Was it 18 or 20? 18 or 20 movies together. Our very first gig.
You muted. You
Oh,
muted.
I did. I don't
No,
That
no,
was
know.
me.
you're
No, that
good.
was me.
He's
That was
muted.
me. That
Oh,
was like
yeah. We
shoot,
did like
2000?
18
Was
or
that
20
yeah, it was like we
movies
did 22 movies in 1 year.
in 1 year
Yeah, and it was like movies of the week for BET. They were
for
best. It was a long
BET.
time ago.
Yep.
A long
Hmm.
time ago. And,
So
and the
we're
funny
about
thing
to.
is,
I'm
we've been
tired
I
of
around.
was
the.
I've
on that
seen.
picket line for the Mustang. I crossed the line too. I don't know what y'all talking about. I gotta get this money. I'm out of here.
Yeah, it's a lot of big things because like I said, I like what Ms. Patterson was saying. There's so many young kids that don't know the real. They think when they pick up that phone that is the entertainment business, and it's not. That is not how you get a job. That is not how you get a gig. That is not how you keep getting gigs. That is not how it works.
It's your
It
mentality.
just doesn't.
It's really
Well,
your
You
I'll be
gotta have
honest
mentality,
the
with you.
mentality to go
You,
along with it
you know
because,
how
like
you
you
keep getting
said, there's
gigs.
so many things that come with it.
right?
How you continue to get jobs is people have to like you. It doesn't matter how good or bad you are,
It's the
because you can be
mentality,
absolutely terrible. But if people like you, they're gonna hire you.
and
If they
that's
want
what
to
I
be
mean when
around
I
you,
say the
they're gonna hire you.
mentality. That's what I
Mhm.
mean when I say your mentality, right?
Mhm.
How well do you operate with rapport? Can you get into a circle and identify who's who, right? By their archetype, and then find a place for yourself where you can do the most good, and you do not break the number one law of the 42 laws of power?
Mhm.
That's the real question. Can you
I
get
love
in
it.
there, be successful, and not outshine the master?
And I outshine the master, right? Hmm.
That's a very.
I love that book.
I have a perfect example of a situation that I think, as a hypnotherapist, like it is a great example of how what not to do in just the psyche of the mind. I was at Sony and it was a PA, beautiful Jaguar, brother. Just, I mean, this Jaguar was nice, man. It was like better than the producer's Jag, and he was just a PA. And everyone's trying to figure out whose Jag is this? Like he parked it in front, right in front, because he's doing runs, and people are like, he parked it right in front of the door. Everyone's like, man, whose Jag is this? This is beautiful. When they found out whose Jag it was, he didn't come back.
See what I'm saying?
He didn't come back.
See?
He didn't know any better. He didn't know
Uh-huh.
any better. And the problem about us is that we don't necessarily teach each other. We hoard information that we shouldn't. And that was one situation where he was outshining the master
Yep.
on
Yep.
and working for them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And no one told him. He figured it out later.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, man, you don't have another car you want to drive to set?
Or park it
This is-
around the corner.
Yeah, this is not the one that you want to, not you. You know.
Park it around
But-
the corner, brother. Not right now.
But once again, why should he be penalized for having a fortunate life?
Having a nice car.
Well,
See?
because
See what I
everything
mean?
has a system, and
But it doesn't
when you
have to.
understand it,
So now we're gonna
yeah.
have a conversation. It does not
Uh-oh.
have to. That is the problem. You understand what I'm saying to you? People have created it has to have a system. It does not. It's called being human. You don't have to treat people like that. You don't have to make people feel less than. You don't know how he got that car.
I understand that. I mean, the
Right, you
corporate
don't know what he
machine
had
is
to
a
go
system.
through. I understand that, but that's the problem. No one speaks up about or does answer these questions, and that's why these kids, I feel like, are drawn to this shit. Excuse my language, which is why I'm so passionate about. I cannot wait to get to on campus to talk to them, It is not about twerking. It is not about that young man's car. Can you do the work? Like Stephanie said, whether it's good or bad. Are you going to be on time? Is the job going to get done? Like, because you learn as you grow. Okay. So he could be the next Brett Ratner or whatever the hell. I'm only thinking of Brett because somebody just spoke of him to me this morning. Yeah. I was talking, I had a 2-hour Zoom with a lady from Boston Records. So it's just like, and they're not even around anymore. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. It's deep. And you have to peel back all these layers because it doesn't have to be. You could create more beautiful things, like my mama likes to say, you can take more vegan honey. You could create more beautiful things that people can actually learn and heal from when you don't do things like that. And there's more work for everybody. There's more money for everybody. You know, it may sound cliche, but it's not.
No, I agree with you. I mean, humans are the ones that produce everything we're using, you know, not the money. Although I do understand within that, and what I like to share with people is that there's a hierarchy to these systems, you know. And when you walk into these systems, if you choose to walk, that's why we do what we do, right? Like, because I'd rather not subscribe to that, right? I know that the system exists though, right? So therefore I do understand for those that choose that path, I like to show them how they do it, you know. There's a way. It's really more about being likable, you know.
Like Stephanie said, do they like you? Are they gonna hire you? Like, do they really like you?
If they like you, they'll work with you. They'll deal with you. They'll teach you what you need to know. You can mess up. They'll be like, it's all right, man. We all screw up. And then,
exactly.
You know, the other guy, though, he knows what he's doing. He's proficient. He was great. He's smarter than the rest of them. And you know what they do? They give him crap every time he turns around. Man, you left that wire there. I didn't leave it there. Pick it up. Right? So really, it's about when you walk into a group of co-creation. Do you know how to establish yourself as the dominant creator?
So I guess we're talking about social skills, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, well, when we walk into any group dynamic, it's co-creation. We're all creating our experience. And when we're in a group, we're creating it together. And we've agreed upon creating it together because we're in the group together, right? And so therefore, we're co-creating. Someone in that group is the dominant creator, though. Someone is siphoning all the will and energy of the group to make whatever they want to happen, and everybody's agreeing to it, you know. And I'm seeing a lot of that when it comes to, you know, how the kids move today, how things look today. And so I just want to say I'm really so glad that you're going to these schools, you're having these kind of conversations, you're opening up. You know, the funny thing is, a lot of these kids want to have these conversations. Unfortunately, it's the adults that they're around that refuse to engage in it in a healthy way, because it seems like adults is like my way or the highway, because we were brought up under that, and that's not healthy. It doesn't teach healthy boundaries. It doesn't help healthy communication, and it really teaches people to create shadows and have a lot of shadow work to do, because whenever you make a person feel like a part of them can't be expressed, it becomes a shadow. And I feel like a lot of us deal with that, especially the younger people, because, you know, in their homes, when they were young and they were little, they were told, that's stupid. Don't do that. We don't do that around here. You don't act that way. And that's a part of themselves now that has got locked off and corded.
Yeah.
But it's still there. And it becomes sub-personas.
That's
right?
that trauma that they carry with them for, you know, their life. That's why I say you don't know what people have been through. People will carry that trauma their whole life. I have carried traumas in my life that I had to let go.
Ready to sit down, or if you're still sitting outside of your
That's unprofessional, Chef.
It's
that's
all
unprofessional.
I thought it was all family in here.
I'm just teasing. He always trying to. I don't know. He's like,
yeah, I know. He's the cool guy. He's the cool guy. That's a great story. Like, because he works on some fabulous jobs. So I know that was amazing.
Oh, it was. They set a man on fire and he smashed through glass and everything. It was
Oh,
ridiculous. It was a
how
game
fun
show.
is
So
that?
It was. I think it was funny because I kept seeing Talib in the. We have in school we have these rooms where we all go in and we talk. And I kept seeing him like, man, that dude seems familiar. Like I know him from somewhere. And you know they don't typically put two brothers in the room when you go practice your hypnosis. So they somehow put us in a room, and I can honestly say it was probably God sent because we figured it out like just being in the room, and it was like less than 15-20 minutes we figured out like, oh, we need to link up. And then yeah, I mean, I'm so fortunate to have actually a classmate that you can identify with that actually checks you when you mess up. So like you know, we all have our own self check system now, right? At least we should, and we have our own practices. But it's always beneficial when you have someone that you can like, hey man, you're fucking up, and like you got to kind of pay attention to it because legit, like you know, everything they say is like legit, and it's very rare. At least I would say for me to have another man. Typically, I would say you have a lot of women that can give you a lot of advice at this age that are more, I would say, more influential to my decisions than men. Because I don't know if men have the same perception per se. And I may be wrong, but I'm just saying in my personal situation, and to have like a brother like Talib to understand and identify and like, hey, this is the situation. This is what you need to work on. I'm like, oh, okay, I better pay attention because he's right. You know, we don't have that. A lot of us men, middle-aged men, don't necessarily have a self-check
I
system.
know. I noticed that too, and moving
Mhm.
around in different communities of women and
Mhm.
talking to a lot of people. There's not a lot of black men groups, and
Yeah,
I'm like, why?
it's
You know
not.
what I mean? I don't understand it.
what's your
It's
thoughts on that, Alexandria?
mhm.
You've been quiet. We got to get. I want to hear you too now. You
Oh,
genius too. Everybody, I love all this geniusness up here, man. I'm telling you, if I could absorb all y'all brains, I would.
I'm just enjoying the conversation. I enjoy listening to. I no disrespect, my elders. I
I
enjoy
love it.
taking it in. Like this to me is like I'd rather be in these type of conversations than sometimes the conversations of my peers.
Mhm.
But because it's just so much that I soak in, and I've grown up around my elders majority of my life. I am I have no idea when it comes to um, the black men, having a group where they can check in, with each other. Um, Unless it's like, at least when it comes to my husband, like he's really good. He's a musician, so he's good at finding community, and wherever that those spaces are. As a musician, those are the people that he checks in with, and
Mhm.
thankfully that there are some black men in these particular spaces that he can connect with. So when it comes to that, like I think that that's if you can't just find it like as a black person, then to look into what are you interested in and find that, because it may be one or two or three black people in that space. So
Mhm.
that's my take on it.
Mm.
I don't even think, just to be perfectly honest, I don't even think it's a racial thing. I don't, I just, there's just no male groups like for like
Moment
what
groups
we're
at
talking
that.
about.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
mean, there's
Gotcha.
you have archery groups, you have shooting groups, you have camping groups, you have all those things, but like
Right.
specific
You're
male support groups, it's just so one off and so far fetched that it's just not many. And like I said, I don't even think it's a racial thing. I think, in fact, they may be the attempt of there being, from my experience, because I can only speak for mine, is that there may be more black male groups, father groups, in particular, than probably other kind of groups. because I have seen
That's a
those.
false statistic. to
Yeah, I
begin with.
saw
You shouldn't
those
even
too.
have touched that one.
I'm saying what I have seen.
Black men are the number one men in America that are with and take care of in their children's lives. That's a statistical fact. The other stuff, they switched it around, and because there are some men that do these things due to, you know, their situations or what have you, we are not the largest. We are far from the largest group that actually does that. We're actually the largest group when it comes to men that are there for our children.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
So I just want to put that out there.
I do have a question, because you had mentioned that that there just aren't men groups. Period. Do you think it's because of the, like you mentioned, the archery groups and all these different things? Do you think that is because literally it's based off of like the interest, like that there are these other groups as opposed to just a male group? Like just for like the simple fact of checking in, it's just like, oh no, I go talk to my, you know, archery friends, or the, you know, just what I mentioned about, you know, being a musician is a musician group. Like, do you think it's based off of just interest?
Honestly, I think there's a few components. I really think time is one. Just carrying a heavy load. Two, men are territorial, and they're really careful on who they express and expose themselves to. So that, like, it really takes someone trying to heal to be like, all right, I don't really care who I expose myself to. I just know this is what I need, and I'm just going to do it regardless of what comes from it. You know, that you obviously you have those people, but typically I just think a lot of exposure. A lot of men are afraid of exposure, I think. And am I wrong, Calvin?
No, I mean, first of all, I would say male groups do exist. It's just that it's been branded, right? We call these incels, and we call these, you know, these Andrew Tates, and, you know, these are men's support groups. They don't offer true support, but that's nonetheless what they support groups, you know. And I find that this generation is more looking at their mental health. You have a generation that sort of came up under these kind of guys, because these guys have gotten rich already off of one generation. They're working on the second, but it's not working as much because they're not buying it. You know, you've already had enough people try it, and there's not enough success stories to actually make people keep chasing that, you know? So no, I don't think that. I think that the male support groups exist in a felonious way at this time. Right?
That's interesting. Yeah.
And that's what I mean. Essentially,
all around incel groups, addiction.
Yeah.
Domestic violence.
I agree.
You know, but not heart and mind coherence, mental health.
Yeah.
You know, because men was taught you don't cry. Men had to learn hierarchy when they were children, right? Women learned something different because the society was set up because they wanted to breed us all. Now they don't need to breed you anymore. So now nobody knows what to do with themselves. It's like a beehive in collapse disorder. Nobody knows what to do with themselves, who to be, where to go. Because all of our identity was tied up into what? The American dream. Family, right?
Yeah.
Great job, buying this house, going on vacations, and retiring while some semblance of being able to enjoy the fruits of your labor.
I have something that I'm going to say. I hope it doesn't take us too long. Alexandria, how are you explaining, or how are you dealing with the collapse of the American dream in present time through these kids, or to these kids, or like how is that working, or
That's
is that
a great question?
A topic or subject matter for the next generation?
To be completely honest, I haven't even gotten there yet.
Gotcha.
Because I'm still trying to figure it out for myself as an individual and for my family to even convey anything like that to practically strangers at this point. But until then, it's like I need to have my own, like my own understanding of what's going on in order for me to even explain anything like that.
Okay. I mean, you know, I was in the film business for 33 years. That was the dream. And then it collapsed. So, you know, I don't even know what it looks like anymore, to be honest with you. I think the dream is really where you find peace.
Yep. Inner
Where you find
peace.
peace. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Well, they call it a dream because you got to be asleep to believe it.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And I think that I'm like, I am careful with using even dream, for myself and to be able to explain it because I, and understanding like even the whole American dream was not even created by Americans. Learning that, the whole film industry was created by Eastern European Jews. So learning that they were the five major companies, Warner Brothers, Paramount, these different companies that were built in LA, in Hollywood. So they were the ones to create this American dream that we all are told about. And I've read this from a book called an Empire of Our Own, how the Jews created Hollywood. So that's partially where I've gotten that information from, is that was how the American dream was built.
And they also work with Edward Bernays, the advertiser from Russia. They flew them out there to learn. GM did, and GNE. They wanted to learn the tricks of advertising because they psychologically modeled it. And what we have faced in America is what they call ideological subversion. Right? The American dream doesn't exist because they devalued what it means to be American. And they said, forget all that, make yourself a brand.
Yeah.
So now everybody's a little island, and they only accept visitors if they're an echo chamber.
It was all created for money. And they're just, if you don't catch on the best way you can, right? Because they used to have a middle class for, it's either here or there. That's it. There's no in between anymore. So you need to just catch on.
Yeah, that's how you know it's a psyop, Psyops are things that forces you to take a side, good and evil, good and bad. You're this or you're not. It removes all nuances and all the shades of the rainbow in between.
All the stuff in between.
Right? The stuff that make us who we are. No one is inherently evil.
Like they say in psychology, there's only 4 times in anyone's life when you are your authentic, true self. And that first time is when you're on a psychedelic trip. You could be high, drinking, smoking, whatever, but they call it truth serum. You tell people exactly how you feel. You're vulnerable, you're loving, whoever you are, it all comes out. The second time is when you're having sex, is in an orgasm. You let all your inhibitions flow. You are who you are. That third time is a near-death experience. Because now you want to change your life. You want to do something different. And that fourth time is when you are dead. So everything in between is the identity that we were speaking of in the beginning that you make for yourself.
Look at the time, Tyler. Look at the time.
Oh yeah, Peach, if you're there, I need you to come on in here. You need to speak too, Peach. I've been I know you can hear me.
I do have to leave. I have to
Okay.
go tend to my young one.
Okay,
So-
well, before you get out of here, what we need you to do is tell everybody how they can reach you, how they can contact you, and also where they can get the book at.
Yes, so you can reach me at info at alexandriapatterson.com. The book is on amazon.com. You can get it, the physical paperback copy, or you can get the ebook. So you can, amazon.com, Become Unreturnable is the title of the book. So that
And anybody can reach you on your Instagram and stuff. Do you have the Instagram for the book and
Instagram,
stuff?
yes. Instagram is Alexandria Patterson __ Alexandria Patterson _ is the Instagram name. And you can also find me on YouTube, Alexandria Patterson _, where you can find plenty of videos where I'm talking about becoming unreturnable, identity, and pretty much how to pay attention to patterns. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I want to thank you again for joining us. This has been such a treat having you. So thank you.
Awesome.
You know, anytime you got anything going on, anytime you want to come back and share, you have a new revelation, new thought, please come back anytime. You're always welcome to share with this audience this wonderful information.
I greatly appreciate you, Talib, for having me on. Great meeting you, Saffron. And
Thank you.
Yolande, thank you for this conversation. I enjoyed myself. So thank you for having me.
And have
Thanks
a great
for-
weekend.
you.
You as well. Thank you.
Take care. Great show, man. Great show.
Jean Best, before we even got to put her, but you got to say something about her information.
Dr. Denise, she just said her mom.
Okay, never mind.
Hit her up and
I got it.
some stuff going on.
Thanks, Doc. If she watching still, we want to thank you for. You got to come back. You know, I'm working on with to make this more days too. We need to do way more
Twice a
days
week.
of this.
We twice. We need to do another
What's wrong
one.
with
Yeah.
this old man. Oh man, bro, you
See, I got the old man stash too. I got the thick 1970 stash.
is
Early
that
80s.
tweed there?
What you say?
The jacket, tweed is the.
Oh no, this is
talking
linen.
about?
This is linen. This is a
Oh,
linen.
I knew it. The old man. Man.
It's summertime, dog. You
It's-
can't.
oh man, it's comfort plus
Yeah.
function.
Yeah, you know, it's all right. It's okay. It's okay. I'll take that. See, I am fortunate to be at this age that I am now because, to be honest, I didn't know if I was gonna get here. So every
Nobody
day
knew they
was
was gonna get where they at.
yeah, but you
They
know,
just believed it.
it was real sketch early on in my years. So
I feel you.
yeah.
I do.
You know,
I know. You was in film for 33 years. I know. I've been to some dangerous safety meetings.
I've been in some dangerous meetings after the safety meetings. How about that?
You know what I'm talking about, huh? You know.
Yes.
That's code, everybody.
Yeah. Or meet me at the truck. Meet me at the Terror Dome.
Meet me at the Terror Dome.
Two men enter, one man leave. You heard that one yet?
I ain't heard that one yet. I'm from New York. Somebody would have said pause before that sentence was ever finished. That never got finished. We never got to the joke.
Yeah.
But I want to thank everybody. We coming to the end of the show. First of all, to my dude Raphael Baseman Jones. Good evening, folks. Good evening to you. I hope you was enjoying. You know, wow, this time went so fast. It was so great, so wonderful. Next week we're gonna have the my Kung Fu brother and Qigong.
Looking forward to meeting him.
Kung Fu master, Qigong master, true
Yes.
disciple to true lineage of true Kung Fu from families in China, and he knows it for real. He's the real thing. He don't like me saying none of this, so right now I'm really irking him. So I can
get
do
it.
that.
I understand.
you know?
I get it. I get
Yeah.
it though. I understand why. I understand why.
Oh, to taking photos said thank you The mind is so powerful. As they said earlier, thank you so much taking photos. You've been like a legend here. Let's give this to taking photos. Yeah. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but you should hear the clapping. That's for you. And for our guest tonight, let's give it up for our guest tonight. We had some wonderful guests tonight.
Sure did.
Wonderful conversations and some really different perspectives too from the way we usually present information. And when you take all that and put it together, you have something very unique and special, you know. And they were both so knowledgeable. And I really loved how the passion and what they were talking about and how they really are out there doing the real work, you know. And I think that's what's important. Yeah. Wow.
Good show.
So I want to say great show. We got a few minutes. I think the lines are open if you want to come up before we end this. Please come on up. Feel welcome to jump on in and have a quick combo with the duo.
Sir Talib, what are your plans this weekend?
I'm probably gonna go see Evil Dead burn with my son. You know, I've watched every Evil Dead since I was a child, and I think it's just probably one of those things programmed in me. So I'm gonna probably be doing that. There's the link out there, guys. If you want to jump up, give it a couple minutes. If nobody does, it's okay. But the door is always open. So that's the wonderful part about this. And yeah, I'll probably go see that. And get some other things done for the business, perhaps, you know, and find the time to relax and do a little decompressing.
Yeah, what's up?
You know, but I'm gonna work on some more. Go to my website, guys, beyondthemindhypnotherapy.com. I got the shop in there. I got the mugs, got the journals for your dream therapy. We got the jackets, the hoodies, the shirts with the awesome sayings like, whenever you go looking for the truth outside of yourself, the truth just gets further and further away. First rule of the 42 laws of power is never outshine the master, and the hits just go on and on and on. And so that's my whole thing with the shirts and hoodies and jackets, and we'll be introducing some pins, and yeah, a lot more stuff. And also right now, I'm running a little special on there. If you go up there and sign up for the scholarship, you get a free session with me. We'll do a discovery and a clarity call and really get to the bottom of your issue and see if we're a good fit. And we will work together to make that amazing change. And you may have already begun to feel a shift inside when hearing me talk about this. But I'll let you decide. But what I want to say is thank you, everybody, for joining us on Beyond the Mind Hypnotherapy with my very special host, Sephrin Rasiki. Brother, please give your closing words before we get out of here, my good friend.
Those who know don't tell. And those who know... excuse me, there we go. Those who tell don't know, and those who know don't tell. Those are the words.
Oh, okay, I meant like you was gonna say, all right, everybody, thank you so much for joining. We had a great show, great time. We're gonna see you next week.
Those are the words of wisdom, and
that's
hopefully
the
they can understand.
I feel like one-upping you, just for one-upping show. You know, I really do. I feel like saying it. I better say it. You know, but I'm not gonna do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
Listen, anyway, you all have a beautiful weekend. Be safe. I love coming here and enjoying this my Friday with you. Thank you, Talib, once again for always inviting me back to be your co-host. And I am grateful to be heard, and I'm grateful that you all are listening. Thank you very much, and have a beautiful week.
Thank you, guys, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
You see, there's been a big misconception in the world of hypnosis. Hypnosis is a natural state. It's something we go in and out of all the time. But we can use that state to affect our own behaviors. So this is a do with. I'm going to work with your unconscious mind. I'm going to work with this 88. You're going to work with the 12, right? Because together, when we work together, we can bring